Oh, I feel a little slow. Just had a $40 mushroom burger.
It was so delicious.
It was good, but I feel slow now.
Carl's Jr. Carl's Jr.'s new.
Carl's Jr.'s new $40 mushroom burger.
Oh, well, we're back at USC. Last time we were here was for Jedi A-holes. This time it's
to harvest cardboard boxes from the many receptacles. One of the benefits of universities is they have lots of cardboard boxes lying around behind various buildings.
that needs to be a lot bigger before this is all done. We have the haul of boxes in the car with us now. A station wagon full of cardboard boxes.
I think we got about 60 boxes from.
I can't see out the back.
There's no reason to pay for cardboard boxes. There's always free places to find them. Universities are good. Grocery stores, if you're in a suburban area, you can pretty much go to any grocery store and just tell them, just explain your product to them. And every time I've ever gone, I've gone and gotten them. Hardware stores also had a lot of boxes. You can always get free boxes. In the 10 times I've used them, I've always gotten them free. Never had to pay for them. So just got to look around a little bit and just ask and just be polite, and they'll hook you up.
Yep.
When you see me, I'm gonna pull, shot, and then I'm gonna go. So okay. I'll do like click, click.
Okay. Go.
Are you ready? Awesome. There's like a recoil on that. I bounced.
We're originally going to do this part in close-ups here, as you can see, but it ended up playing better in the wide with the video game stuff. The table here was going to flip over. We're going to punch in, but again, played better in the wide. Here's me doing Andy's jump. The black text are places where we missed a shot when we were doing this little pre-production thing, and we just noted them in there to make sure we actually got the shot when we shot for real. The concrete slide there needed the cardboard to make sure that I could actually get across, because otherwise I would have just stuck to the concrete, so the cardboard needed to be there. We found that out, and that was something that we picked up when we were doing this. If you compare this to the final cut, it's pretty close. There's a little bit of a shot difference there where we show behind the table as we take that guy out, but this part's the same, with the middle and the one shot speed ramp coming back in, down to our little conversation. This next part actually is a section that we shot and we did effects for, but didn't actually make it into the final. A little bit more on that later, but the idea is that we take out some guys, and then, here comes the boss, and the boss gets hit. It's just like in Time Crisis 2 in the first level when the boss shows up. We were going to have a hat, and he knocked the hat off. Instead, we go from the table and the guy falling to the boxes, advancing to this part, our little 1-2, and of course, our awesome hard-boiled cross, for those of you who are a fan of Hong Kong action movies. What time is it?
5 a.m.
5:30.
No, 6 a.m.
6 a.m. We've been planning out this sequence since...
We got in at about 11? 1? Yeah.
So our rehearsals were so intense that I tore a hole in my pants jumping around. And now we have to do it for real in about 4 hours. So that should be fun.
6 hours.
6 hours. Woo.
Important thing to do when you're asking your friends to come and shoot for free is try to have everything ready at the before they get there, so there's the least amount of waiting around. Because if they're going to come over and work for free, you can't have them sitting around waiting for you to I gotta get this, I gotta get this. Have it ready to go. Prepare as much as possible. Waste as little of your friend's time as possible.
And by that you mean an entire ping pong table full of guns.
Yeah.
You thought it was food maybe or cameras? Nope, guns. So you start out, when you make a movie, with the best idea that you can. You make the best script out of that idea that you can, and you shoot the best footage from that script. And then when it comes time to edit, you throw away everything else, and you concentrate on the raw footage that you have, and you try and cut the best movie that you can out of the footage. And this is no different for Time Crisis. We found that we need to cut almost a minute out of it for various reasons that we'll go into, but this was after we had spent hours doing the VFX for all the gunshots and everything. We looked at it and we said, well, this doesn't play as well as we hoped that it would, as well as it seemed to play in the pre-production thing, so we have to cut it. And it's tough to do, especially if it's hours before you're about to upload it, but it's something that we found that we had to do, and I think it made the movie a little bit better for it. So let's go through this sort of deleted scene here, and I'll walk you through some of our reasoning for why we cut it out. Editing can be tough, especially if you shoot your own stuff, because you have to be objective with your footage. And even if a shot or a sequence took hours and hours to make and to cut together and do the VFX for, you have to look at it and say, well, does this really help the movie as a whole? And if it doesn't, you have to cut it out. So up to this point here, we're all the same, and then this is this part that we cut out. We have a first-person shooter shot, which I thought was pretty cool, but not cool enough apparently. Andy calls for a mag, and I flip it over to him, and then he pops it in, and we take out 2 more guys, and here comes the boss. We don't get a shot off at him, and he runs out, and this part just took too long. Really what it was just a matter of pacing, because it took too long to get into this, and this is kind of a slow shot here anyway, and we couldn't cut away from it because it's sort of designed to be this one-take shot. So just sitting there and waiting for him to get out the door and waiting for us to keep going with it just didn't seem necessary. I wanted to get outside by this point because we had all this cool stuff with the car.